can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Hello and welcome back to the ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Punch Out Boxing's Ra Hokum. Ra, we are here for a major night of boxing. We're in final prediction mode once again. It's a highly anticipated rematch. There's going to be fireworks, there's going to be drama. It's Lewis Crocker, Paddy Donovan in Belfast. It's an absolute scorcher of a fight. It's a rematch everyone's been calling for. Some felt the knockout was fair, a lot felt it was unfair, and Donovan was rightly disqualified. But Ra, we're in final prediction mode. Do you think Lewis Crocker can make the necessary changes, or do you see Paddy Donovan being far too good? What is your final prediction for this fight?
Prediction hasn't changed significantly from when I spoke to your colleagues for the in-depth analysis. I'm still going with Paddy Donovan to get the job done conclusively this time. In fact, your colleague Elliot, he convinced me that actually I think it'll probably be sooner than the first time round. I think Donovan gets this done in the first half of the fight. In a similar way, being able to land uh, hurtful, damaging punches to the point where the referee has or the corner have seen enough. So yeah, I'm going with a Paddy Donovan stoppage in 6 rounds.
Have to completely agree with yourself. I said it in the first fight. Not many did. Just based off what I'd seen from the two, I've watched both live, and I just felt Paddy Donovan was better in every single area. You name an aspect of boxing, you name something within the ring, Paddy Donovan's better than Lewis Crocker at that for me. I think Lewis Crocker was almost surprised by how good Paddy Donovan actually was. I think a lot of people were. A lot. I think Lewis Crocker was quite heavily backed to get the job done on points and grind it out. But I think Donovan showed his levels above Lewis Crocker. And I think we are honestly going to see a masterclass. And I think Paddy Donovan gets it done in rounds three or rounds four. I think I agree with yourself. If Lewis Crocker sees the bell for round seven, I think it will either be not necessarily a miracle, but it'll be a big surprise, or it'll be the referee will be looking back and thinking the referee or corner should have stepped in a lot earlier. So that's both of us in agreement of an early stoppage for Paddy Donovan. On Lewis Crocker, it's it's a difficult question, but what does he actually need to do, in your opinion, to change the style of fight? To try and draw Paddy Donovan in. Like, what does Lewis Crocker? What adjustments does he need to make to stand any chance of winning this fight?
I mean, at this point in his career, how much significant changes can you make? I mean, I
Mm.
guess if Billy Nelson can devise a fight plan and he can stick to it, if he can box more uh, and try and neutralize some of Paddy's attacks, but I mean that's all well and good. But if it doesn't, if those sort of abilities haven't been ingrained in you by this point of your career, um, it's very difficult to. So that's what I would think he'd have to do. Could he even just make it a negative type
Mm.
performance and just every time Paddy does get up close and just maybe just clinch and spoil and try and pick up points on the outside? That might be a way. Can't see him landing a Hail Mary, and from what we've seen, the much vaunted power that Billy Nelson said he possesses doesn't actually seem to have translated up the level. So yeah, that's the only thing I can imagine how he could win it. Stink the place out maybe and try and frustrate Paddy.
Yeah, I have to agree. I honestly think there's nothing Lewis Crocker can do to win this fight other than make it horrible, make it messy. And I think you hit the nail on the head, stink the place out, make it boring, make it horrible. Try and almost wind Paddy Donovan up, get in his head. So he gets angry, gets aggressive, and either find that Hail Mary or grind out a horrible points victory. But I just don't think there's anything Lewis Crocker can do or change that gives him a better chance of winning this fight. Like you say, Billy Nelson's been probably over complimentary, to put it nicely, that Lewis Crocker had this unbelievable power. When, regardless of the punch that landed after the bow, Paddy Donovan was smashing him from corner to corner. Lewis Crocker looked in a world of bother and he looked out of his depth. I think Paddy Donovan, as I said, is levels above. And to put it quite frankly, I think Lewis Crocker has absolutely no chance of winning this fight. In terms of Paddy Donovan Ra, obviously an elite name, jumped up the divisions in boots to leave a title free to be fought for. Do you think Paddy Donovan is good enough to unify in the division? I mean, if he wins this, he's obviously going to be in for some bigger nights. If he wins, we're not going to see a trilogy. It'd be utterly pointless. Do you think Paddy Donovan could go on to unify the division?
Yes, he he'll be a beneficiary of the fact that 147 is probably weaker than it's been for ever, considering it's been one of the flagship divisions for especially for pound talents. But I think just the way modern fighters make weight, the best fighters are now sort of in the lightweight to super light range and the 154 range. As you said, the top talent Boots has moved up to that. So yeah, I think because of that, he can absolutely unify. Don't think he will though. I think the politics will prevent that because, of course, two of the rival champions are with PBC and they don't do business, across the street. So yeah, I don't think that opportunity to unify will come up for Paddy, unfortunately, or Lewis if on the off chance he wins. But there'll be a lot of good fights, sort of especially with it's a good crop of domestic names that I think Eddie can make good fights for him. So yeah, I think he'll have a good career as a champion at welterweight.
Yeah, I agree with yourself. I think both men and whoever wins, even though obviously we're both supremely confident, Paddy Donovan are a serious beneficiary of the fact of, Crawford's no longer at the weight, Boots Ennis is no longer at the weight. It's significant to say it's significantly weaker than it was sort of 12 to 18 months ago is probably a bit of an understatement. But as always, boxing, a lot of it's about timing. This has come at the perfect time for Paddy Donovan to put a show on. To is it fair to say right the wrongs? Because he was winning that fight all ends up. It was only going one way. How it ended was obviously very controversial, but who knows? We could be in for more controversy. It could lead to a trilogy. The bout may remain vacant. Should we see, a draw? Who knows? As always, guys, let us know down below in the comments. Do you agree with myself and Ra? Is Paddy Donovan going to get the job done? Is he levels above Lewis Crocker? Or are you a massive Lewis Crocker fan and think Billy Nelson has made the necessary adjustments and Lewis Crocker is going to reign supreme? Let us know down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and Ra, thank you as always for joining me.